All right, this is 10 minutes from my hotel. That's the Kroger that I saw yesterday coming in. Then I saw Publix. So I'm only like 2 miles away. So we've got Pho An, Vietnamese. We've got Indian, which actually sounds really good, although it's got curtains closed over it, and Sakura, and then a Mexican restaurant in the middle. So this is your typical like, it's fine. Your typical like Kentucky hut. Sorry, the guy's letting me go. I'm like, you go ahead, I'm filming. Kentucky hut is when you've got a Kentucky Fried Chicken, a Taco Bell, and a Pizza Hut all in the same restaurant. Okay, so I kind of want that, but I think that's a hibachi grill. I don't know. The Indian food, that might be good. 615 chutney. Indian food. I don't know if it's open. Let's see. Okay, is that open?
Should be.
Okay, it's just got all the curtains closed. Yeah. Is it good?
Oh, it's delicious.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna go with this. They've been reviewed. Oh, there's a menu. Okay. I need my old lady glasses. Hang on. All right, so they're playing Christmas music. This is empty, but it smells really, really good. It's early still. It's only like 5:30. So I'm getting chicken tikka masala, which is my go-to Indian food if I'm not eating with other people, if I'm eating by myself. They also have live music. Everywhere is live music here. They got a piano and a little stage. That's really cool. I hope they have a live band here. This is kind of a cool restaurant. The other couple is from California, and they were highly recommending this. So it was either Vietnamese food or Japanese or Indian. I didn't even see the Indian restaurant when I was driving by. So I'm gonna have that for dinner, and then I'm 10 minutes from the hotel, and then I'm gonna crash. Just gonna watch Homeland or some other movie on Netflix, or maybe regular TV, since I have that. They also have a dinner buffet, first and third Thursdays, 5 to 9:30 p.m. I don't know what day of the month that is, because I'm like, I don't know what the first and third Thursday is. And then they've got New Year's Eve holiday hours, and I'm just telling you what's here. In this kitchen, we lick the spoon. Great. Okay, so I'm just gonna eat my dinner, and then I think that's it. I'm starving. So yeah, having watermelon for lunch is not fulfilling. It's like, anyway, a little ambiance there. Got the menu right there. And then, yeah, just ordered a mango lassi as well, which it's too cold for that, but I always have to have it with my Indian food. So yeah, this place looks like it's pretty happening when they have a band. I want live music. I come to Nashville, I don't even hear live music. I was in a food court when we were here cleaning out Jeff's house. Went to the food court before the concert we went to, and waiting for the guys to arrive. And there was this amazing band singing Tracy Chapman, so it was awesome. Alright, so this is done. So I'm gonna get the check and then head home. It's only like 6 p.m. So that was delicious. That was actually the right portion size. I think other restaurants need to take note. This is exactly the right amount of rice, a tiny little piece, and a big bowl of chicken tikka masala. So it was delicious. Alright, goodbye room with your 700 pillows I never used because I have my own pillow. This is my very inconvenient luggage cart, and the wheel fell off. So anyway, let me grab my key card. Okay, let's get out of here. I'm going to Baton Rouge. Try to go 8 hours to Baton Rouge. Might stop and get dinner there at Elsie's Pie Shop if it's open. If not, then I'll go straight to the rest area. I was going to get a hotel. I might get a hotel, but then I'd have to do all this again and unload the car like this, whereas I can just sleep in the car and have everything right there. So that's the downside about having hotel rooms, is that when you do van life, you don't really have suitcases. You know, you're not going from like one hotel to another. You just have everything put away in the van, then you have to like make a bag and then take that bag with you into a building. And it's just very different. I'm like, I just like everything in one place. So in the car, everything's in one place. And I'm not going to be like, you know, obviously showering in the car or dressing in the car or anything like that. I just sleep and get up and keep driving. So I'm trying to get to Houston by, it's like 5 hours. Well, Baton Rouge is closer than New Orleans, about an hour closer. So it'll be like 4 hours to Houston. So if I sleep in a little bit tomorrow at the rest area, it'll be nice and cool, and then back into Houston. So yeah, I think it's going to rain again. This was my view with the autumn leaves. Really nice hotel. Like, not a lot going on over here, but that Indian food was great. There's the swimming pool. They got a little fire pit, but it's propane, so it doesn't really emit the heat the way that like a bonfire would. And then there's the road, the freeway right there. And I'm on the west side of Nashville, and there's some people doing landscaping for a green area that no one's actually going to go to. It's like the decorative grass. Anyway, yeah, no, they have accessible swimming pool, which is great. So if you need to be, you're in a wheelchair and you want to go swimming, you have an accessible way to get in the pool, which is awesome. Everybody needs those. I'm big on ADA accessibility. Okay, so great. Yeah, there's parking around the back, but nobody was here. This like literally maybe 7 cars. So it was very quiet. And the cleaning lady's like, I don't know why I got up this morning. I'm like, you don't have any rooms to clean. You gotta clean mine, but mine's all nice and tidy. So I make sure that I put everything away, double check that there's nothing left over in the closet. Yeah, really nice room. Brand new hotel, which is nice. And the good thing is that the little AC machine wasn't like it usually is all night, but there's all my stuff. So let's hope I get out without this wheel falling off. And there's me in the morning. Okay, let's get out of here. All right, so before I finish packing up, I just want to show you the car camping setup. So I've got this like gray IKEA kind of horizontal thing that just has shoes and some random stuff in it. I've got a plastic, big plastic flat Tupperware container that fills the whole floor of the back, which helps elevate the floor up. So when I put the mattress on, everything's level with the back seats when the back seats down. This is my mattress. It looks very big, but actually it's quite compact compared to what I could have had if I built a platform or something. But I need to be able to have Harriet in here. I've also got my gray travel pillow. I've got some extra towels and my special sleeping pillow, and then I've got a small blanket. But I also have my sleeping bag, which is on the other side. It's right over here, kind of wedged in the back there. So when I put the back seats down, I just pull everything through, and then the mattress will go on the on this side with just kind of spread out. And then I put the front passenger seat as far forward as possible. Then I put the cooler behind the passenger seat to make it even more level with the back seats when the back seats are down. I don't put all 3 parts of the back seat down. I only put like the 2 seats down, so that I can keep all my bags on one side of the car. So yeah, I mean, believe it or not, this dinky little tiny little SUV, you're able to car camp in it. It's actually quite comfortable. It's quite warm, and I put the window shades up, so that's good. So I'm just going to put my final suitcase backpack, which if I ever travel like through Europe and stuff, this is a backpack, but I never wear it as a backpack, but it does have wheels. And so it's kind of like I can fit probably 2 weeks worth of clothes in here very easily. So then I got my Spirit backpack here, which, I haven't used in a while, obviously, but I put some extra clothes in there in case I needed some extra stuff, but I barely even wore anything. I did wear like my nice jeans and my nice top. But yeah, so when I put everything down in the back, this is just food and groceries and blankets and other stuff like jackets and things. But yeah, when I put this big side down, and then I lay the mattress all the way from the back of the passenger seat all the way through to the trunk. And I'm 68 inches. I'm 5'8". So the mattress is 72 inches. So it works out perfectly. It's super comfortable. Then I've got my sleeping bag because it is quite cold. And yeah, it's important to get enough sleep if you're doing any kind of van life, car travel, car camping. You don't want to wake up exhausted and then drive on the road. So glad I had a hotel for 2 days. Well, let me go drop off my key card, and yeah, let's get on the road to Baton Rouge. Yeah, I don't know, I might stay the night in a hotel. I don't want to like have to take everything out of the car. That's the only problem, is having to navigate unpacking and unloading. It just takes so long. I'd rather, you know, take my time, maybe go for a nice dinner and then just go to the rest area, sleep like right away, maybe watch some YouTube on my iPad, and then hightail it to Houston tomorrow. I got to get my mail, I got to run a few errands and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, so let me put this back. By the way, I was worried about my tires, but I think the tread is okay. I think this is how they're supposed to look. They're road huggers. I think they're fine because I went through all that rain and I didn't skid out. So when I skidded out on the way to Albuquerque the first time, I think just because it was so dry and dusty and it was the first raindrops, so there wasn't any traction for anybody. But yeah, so okay, let me get in the car. How cold is it? Let's see. What's the damage? It is dusty in here. It is 35, and I already got my oil changed. Tires are fine. Okay, well, thank you, Bellevue, Nashville. You were great. So let me plug in my phone. I got my tea for the road. I'm gonna throw away my old chai from yesterday. And I asked them for light ice. They gave me one giant ice cube like you get in a whiskey. And I was like, this is how it should be done. Just give me one gigantic ice cube and I'm good. I just hate it watered down. I like it cold. I just don't want it watered down. So yeah, I think I'm gonna head south. I wanna go to Painted Tree while I'm out here. I might be going through Franklin. If I do, since it's almost 10 a.m. and I've got 8 hours of driving, so I'm not in a hurry to get to Baton Rouge. Like, I'll see how I am. If I'm hungry, I may stop for dinner, but mostly I just want to get to the rest area, but I don't want to get to the rest area too early, like at 7 p.m. because I don't go to bed at that time. So I'd rather just kind of take my time to get down there. I don't need to get groceries. I'll get that when I get back to Houston. And yeah, it looks like I'm getting out of here on Monday instead of Wednesday. I think we rescheduled my daughter's well check, so I need to figure out when that's going to be changed. But otherwise, I think I don't think I need to be here till Wednesday. So I'll go Monday, drop off pizza at the school, do some school stuff, and then a few more appointments, and then leave probably, yeah, start driving back to Albuquerque. And then I'll have just less than 2 weeks in Albuquerque. And I miss the van. I've only been gone for the van for a week, from the van for a week, and I feel like I've been gone forever because I had this mini trip in between. But yeah, and I'll go ice skating. Well, I was going to go ice skating in Houston on Tuesday. I might go on Saturday. But I also want to get my hair done, so I need to get all my roots done. I've let my hair grow since April, so about 8 months now. The gray has come in. I'm not going to show you, but it's, you know, the healthier hair has come through about 6 inches, but yet it's still broken off on the end. So it hasn't grown in length 6 inches. It's only grown like 2 inches. But I think if I just get the roots done in brown again with some highlights, then it's going to grow quicker now, because I already noticed that it's growing quicker now that most of the dead hair has been cut off. So yeah, don't ever dye your hair blonde at Madison Reed. They destroyed my hair. They've actually been sued for that. So anyway, enough about me babbling about hair. Let me get going. And yeah, if I go through Franklin, I'll stop at Painted Tree, walk around for a little bit, see if I can get some more things for Christmas for everybody. Mostly it's my daughter's presents for her father's side of the family. So yes, we always buy her, or anything that I can find that she can give to her friends. Because I tell her, I'm like, if you ever get a present you don't want, just re-gift it. Like, give it to one of your friends. You know, don't say you don't want it. Like, oh, I hate this, I don't want it. Like, don't ever say that. Just, if you don't want it, politely say thank you, and then give it to somebody else. Like, pay it forward. You know, you're an only child, so it's not like you got anyone to give hand-me-downs to. Like, I was the third of 3, so I always got the hand-me-downs. And you know, one person's trash is another person's treasure. So, but no, I always tell her, I'm like, always do good, you know. And we always do like the 3 things at the end of the day when I talk to her. It's what is it? It's like something that you did well, something that you helped someone with, and something you could do better. And so usually it's like, I did really well on my math test, and I gave a pencil to my friend because they didn't have a pencil, and I could do better at like holding the door for people or helping people pick up trash. You know, she's really good about thinking about it, not just the teenager, like, I don't know, which is usually the response for most things is, I don't know. I'm like, another word for I don't know, like, how are you? I'm fine. Give me 3 adjectives for the word fine. You know, like trying to increase their vocabulary, because they're in a world where social media just dumbs everybody down to the point where when the kids type now, they'll type 2 letters and pick the predictive text. I'm like, no. You type the whole word. I had to drive a little car around a racetrack when I learned typing in 9th grade when I took typing class. So I already knew how to type, but I had to type the words and the little car would run over the words on the racetrack like roadkill. It's like, you need to make the words be roadkill. So, all right, let me get out of here. Bye.